Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shadow Crone here, giving you a Prot Paladin Cata edition. Wait, let's get started. So first, we're going to go with the talent trees right now. I don't have a blank talent tree for my secondary. I actually did put it back to ret recently, so we'll just stick with this for right now. Basically, if you watched the first video I did a few months ago, I believe, I already encompassed most of this, so if you want to look into it again, you can watch that. I did go into a little bit of detail. I will still go into some detail, mainly some of the changes. Basically, I have the same build as I did back in 4.0 video, except I didn't put into Guarded by the Light this time because they changed it, because even if you put 1 point in there, you still activated Holy Shield. You activated your Holy Shield, and you got a bubble out of it. Now that you don't, you have to actually put 2 talent points in there. If you do that, you're basically using a self-healing build, which if you want to look into some other builds other than this, check out Elitist Jerks. They have really good stuff in there. But right now, we're going to get with that. Basically, if you're doing self-healing, just take out my Divine Guardian and go into Eternal Glory. The reason why I have Eternal Divine Guardian, anything to help reduce the raid's damage and high intensive AoE fights should be welcomed by everyone. That's why I took that. I took Hallowed Ground too, because when I have to go into my AoE rotation, I like dropping Consecrate and Holy Wrath, so it helps out. The other changes I've seen a lot where a lot of the builds don't go into Judgment of the Pure, they go into Rule of Law. I personally think Judgment of the Pure is a better idea. I'm not the best paladin in the world, let me get that out there straight. I am not the best, but I've been playing it for a while, and I love the class, and I like the way the talent changes are, because it can there's your core set of abilities, set of talents you want, then you can fool around with your last 5, 6 if you really want to, and I'm testing out Judgment of the Pure. If I find that if it's not cutting it anymore, I will change it up. The only one that I can change up is Arbiter of the Light. I didn't know what to put in there, I just chose it out at random. That's basically what's there. But we'll get into that. That's basically the cookie cutter build, can't talk right now, that I chose. 3 in Divinity, 3 in Seals of the Pure, 3 in Judgment of the Just, 2 it's not a 3-point talent, 3 into Toughness, 2 into Hallowed Ground, 3 into Sanctuary, 1 into Hammer of the Righteous, 2 in Wrath of the Lightbringer, 2 in Reckoning, 1 in Holy Shield of Righteous, 2 in Grand Crusader, 1 in Vindication, Holy Shield, 1 in Divine Guardian, 2 in Sacred Duty, 3 in Shield of the Templar, 1 in Ardent Defender. The rest I chose was 3 in Crusade, 2 in Improved Judgments, and 3 in Judgment of the Pure. We're not even going to count Arbiter of Light, so just imagine that wasn't there. Good. So basically you can move this 1 talent point wherever you want. Eternal Glory, Improved Hammer Justice, Guarded by the Light, Rule of Law, which I'm probably going to end up doing anyways. Go ahead. There. You can do whatever you want. And you can actually adjust the build accordingly. Like, you don't want Divine Guardian or Hallowed Ground, you can take Eternal Glory and Guarded by the Light and give you a self-healing spec. And then you'll have to change some of the glyphs around. The glyphs I chose are basically straightforward. Seal of Truth gives you 10 expertise flat out, great when it's active. Hammer the Righteous, good one as well, gives it a flat 10% more damage. Physical and holy components. And Shield the Righteous, a flat 10% increased damage. The major glyphs, you can vary it up a little bit. I like to keep one open, and I have some Dust of Disappearance, so I can swap any one of them out when I want to. I either will switch it out with Focus Shield, which will decrease the targets it hits, but increases the threat it generates. So it's great. Especially if you're doing boss pulls and you know you're not going to be tanking mobs. Great talent to have. Great one to have anyways. And Divine Protection, I can swap it out with Divine Protection as well. If you're going to be taking less physical damage but more magical damage, like a dragon fight, for example, and you're main tanking, you're going to take Breath Weapon that's mostly magical damage. That will decrease the physical damage it will absorb, but it will increase the magical damage reduction it has by 20%. So that's a good one to swap in between. That's the cool part about these talent trees. The rest in there are up for flair. I chose Ascetic Crusader. I'm still debating on keeping that, but I'm putting in there right now. And since this Cataclysm, most of the mobs you're fighting is either Elementals or Dragonkin, Glyph of Holy Wrath is a good one. It's more utility based. We'll put it that way. What else did I have to cover looking at my notes? Yes. This is what I wanted to do before. I've recorded this like 2 or 3 different times and I didn't like how it goes, so I made some notes and I'm actually telling you this. I had a discussion with a couple people earlier, and they felt that hit was needed. They valued mastery, which goes into my thing. We'll go into that later, but my priority in anything, and I feel it should be a must, is you want to go your hit first, then your expertise. So you see that's power auras right there. I accidentally activated Ardent Defender because when I use my mouse, I set it to my mouse scroll wheels, and sometimes it's gimmicky on it. If you scroll up, it activates Ardent Defender. Back, it activates Divine Protection. But basically, rule of thumb I like to say is get hit first, expertise second, and third is you're going to be your mix of stamina and mitigation. Since our mitigation started out low, you're going to not get as much stamina. It's still needed because my view is I need to take if I have a good amount of stamina, I can take a hit. But you want to vary it up. I'm not expertise capped. I'm close to it, so I'm not going to get any more expertise. If I get it from some gear and I get above, I can put it into other points of mitigation. The reason why mastery counts under mitigation, in my view, is because it increases your block melee attacks by 26%, and every point of mastery gives you 2.25% extra block. So it's good nonetheless. So you can either go. So my view is match sockets. See, like we'll go here. I matched the socket on my gloves because it gave me dodge rating. So I put my stamina gem in there. Another example, same thing here. It's not like in Wrath where you can just put stamina in there altogether. You might be able to do it at the end of the expansion, but that's the end of the expansion. Basically, for now, you're gonna, I say, match your sockets accordingly and try to get as much utility out of them. See here, I matched the sockets here with getting the 30 dodge rating. I could have just put stamina in there, but then again, I got a good amount of health. I'm buffed right now. We pop out kings, which I should put in my bar eventually, but see, not bad. But that's just my rule of thumb, and I recommend it. Get hit cap first, expertise second, and then you want to go vary up, balance out between stamina and mitigation. All you want to be focusing on. Now that we got that sorted, I didn't go into the enchants because right now I'm still replacing gear and getting my enchants accordingly, so I will release more on enchants later. We'll go into your single target rotation. Seals of the Truth up, and we'll go in there. Your single target pull with that increased judgment range, I can be all the way back here. Let's see how far I have to be. Right here, I can hit him with the judgment. The cool part about it is, I like it when you do CC pulls, and where I can focus on one target, because I feel we're really great with single target now. Our AoE is decent but enough, but we'll go with a single target. In my view, we do better at it. So, the cool way I like to do single target pulls after they CC, Judgment, closing the gap, shield, go straight into Crusader Strike, and then go there straight into Shield Slam. And just keep that out. And apparently I didn't do that. Oh well. The reason why I like to do Shield Slam early is because I will have my Holy Shield up. And you just keep up that rotation. And another rule of thumb, keep Avenger Shield off cooldown. Always keep it on cooldown. It's a great silencing component, but it's also a great threat. And just keep varying it, and you can keep this going for a while. If it's an AoE mob, you switch out. You want to keep your Judgment on the target, obviously, but you switch out Crusader Strike with your Hammer the Righteous. Flat out. If you have 2 or more mobs, go straight for Hammer. It'll do a good amount of damage on your primary target and your secondary target. If you get things pulled off of you, mark the ad. Plain and simple. Just mark the ads, put a kill order in there, and people should be paying attention, especially now with the mobs hitting like a Mack truck. So, we'll go in there, and you also want to keep Holy Wrath off on cooldown as well. Just keep using it when it's up. You don't need Consecration unless it's an AoE mob. For my boss pulls, I alter the build a little bit. I still will go with, I don't actually Shield of Righteousness early. I do this. You basically say it's a single target boss pull, and I put the Glyph of Avenger Shield on, like I would on a normal boss fight, especially like raid bosses. I would still go with Judgment, Shield. I would also have Divine Plea up, and then go straight into Inquisition. Increase damage, and just keep going there. You should be able to get a Shield Slam by the time Inquisition is over. And then you get extra threat out of it, and you should be able to get a good high threat. And you just keep this up. If you're taking, the cool part about this is too, if you're taking a good amount of damage, but you got a really good threat lead, don't have the Shield Slam. Just go Word of Glory on yourself to help the healers out. And the cool part, since I also did Divine Guardian, Raid's taking a good amount of damage, basic dragon fight or anything in general, pop down Divine Guardian. It helps the healers out a lot. The healers will love you for it. Those are the rotations I basically use. You can change it up how you like. This is my playing style. I don't want to force you to do exactly what I do. I'm just giving you advice. Now for your tanking cooldowns, you have 3 tanking cooldowns. You'll have your Bubble Wall, your Divine Protection, which reduces damage taken by 20%. Really good one. And then you got your Ardent Defender, does the same thing, but if anything would kill you, when you're below 20% health, when you're about to get basically insta-gibbed, it will save you. So rule of thumb, use it under 30% health. Just use it at when you're 30% health and your healers are barely able to keep you up. And your last one is my favorite one. Pop out this guy. Guardian of the Ancient Kings reduces damage by 50%. Since Divine Protection has a cooldown of 1 minute, you want to use that first, and then your second one will be Guardian of the Ancient Kings, and then your last one at your last resort will be Ardent Defender. And to help out your healers, you can do Word of Glory as much as possible. If you got the self-healing build, then more power to you. And that is my Prot Paladin review, Cata edition, or however you want to put it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs it up, and I will see you guys next time.